What's up, guys? Just gonna wait for more people to pack in. And currently, I'm not playing my album. I'm playing a different piece of music. Um, Hello. Good timing. Hope everyone's alright. I'm gonna pretend the first attempt at this didn't happen because it stresses me out less to imagine that. So if you're joining me, which you are right now, I'm going to be playing my album, my new album. I say new. It's the 3-month anniversary of my album, and I'm going to be playing the full thing, while also giving a little bit of a fun platform here to do a bit of drawing, and not just for myself but for everyone. So I'm going to copy this into the chat, but this is a page that you guys can join and draw along with me, which is really fun, really cute. But yeah, so I'm going to pretend the first attempt at this didn't happen, like I said, and first of all, ask how everyone is in this very weird time, very weird time of life. The past few months have been really weird for me, and just as I thought things were going to be normal, they start getting really weird. But this time for everyone, and yeah, it really sucks. And I'm really sorry if you or one of your family members is going through, a significant issue due to the, pandemic that is around this world. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I thought this would be a fun thing to sort of cheer people up and to have a bit of sense of community in these weird times. Yeah, and I've wanted to do this for a while anyway, and it's so I always thought that the 3 months would be a good point to do it, just because enough time I can sort of step away from this sort of thing and come back to it with a fresh mind. So yeah, this is sort of partly for me and also partly something I want to do with everyone, which is to share myself and share my work with you guys. So yeah, I'm going to be playing my full album, my second album. It's called Wonderfully Broken Sight, and I mentioned it previously in the other version of this stream that definitely didn't happen, but I'll summarize that. Yeah, it's basically a pop album that I wrote with my friend Shaw, and my friend Rob also contributed to some of the tracks. You might know Rob from working on Flyover with me. Yeah, where Dark Twin of Tyler Oakley. I like that. I forgot that man existed. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm blonde. Maybe I'll talk about that a bit later. It wasn't for this stream though, that's for sure. Yeah, so this is going to be, so I'm going to be playing through this album that was written by me and my friend Shaw and my friend Rob. And yeah, it sort of is about the balancing two different sides of a relationship, the wonderfully broken, if you will. That would backwards for you, I think. Yeah. But yeah, it's like balance the world of balancing those two, I guess. Sorry guys, I haven't live streamed for about 3 years, so I'm a bit out of it. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do this, especially because it's something which is very personal to me, this album. So I wanted to make a pop album in all these different sort of moods, transitioning from like a super positive, happy thing to also a sort of chill, like, uncertainty to like a sadness. Yeah, and that's about it. I'm gonna play the full thing, and then as you saw earlier, and some of you guys are actually doing already, we have this little window open where you guys can draw with me, and I love this drawing here of the flowers. It's beautiful. So yeah, feel free to join. You can use your mouse, your graphics tablet, your iPad, whatever you have should work fine. Everyone gets their own layer, and provided you don't draw anything obscene, I won't get rid of it. And this will hopefully stay for the duration of the album. And by the end of it, we have this beautiful little collage of art inspired by the music in a way, I guess. So I'm gonna try and play this album to the few of you guys who are here. And yeah, feel free to listen, and if you want to draw as well, then go ahead. You don't have to draw on the app. You can draw in your sketchpads or wherever you want. But I always find it's an interesting way to consume a product. I think that's everything. I'm getting confused as to what I've said and what I haven't said. But I'm gonna go for it, and we're gonna play the full album, and then after each track, I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit. Get a bit self-indulgent because it's probably the only time I'm ever going to be able to do it. So I thought I might as well. So here we go. Hopefully, hope this works. God's sake. This is the first track from the album. It's called "Look If."
You're looking at me the way you did when you'd seen anywhere else than we'd ever been. The bad feelings left off at sea. The tide reacts to pulls and pushes as we breathe. Believing the way the world has come for our own, with the emphasis of being alone. You can see me, as you know, feeling away inside. Hold me close tonight, seeking the ways of life, seeking the ways of life. From heaven's door to the cold kitchen floor, what do you want from me anymore? I hope that you find what you're looking for. I hope that I find what I'm looking for. I hope that we find what we're looking for. If we say goodbye, I guess I would know why. For the long road ahead, you will always be in my head till the moment that I die. If we said goodbye, well, I don't know if I could comply. If the message has sense, no more ways to vent, but a heart low on supply. If we said goodbye, maybe I could convince you to side. Maybe we could work too, if we see the fights through, and leave all of our hearts to abide. If we say goodbye, oh, what a wonderfully broken side. And then all in my head, I'd think of what I'd be instead, just to keep a spark of love alight. You're sitting aside, after all of the time that's passed by. I know I'm scared, but my heart is in bed. Could it be me who makes this love die?
And there you go. That's track one. It's called "Look If." It's really beautiful just seeing everyone draw together. I think it's just really fun. I think it's such an interesting idea. I'd love to do something like this again in the future for sure. So track one. Track one was produced by me and my friend Rob. You might know us as Flyover, and this was sort of a track which the first part was a track that he sort of made as a demo, and I really was like struck by it. I was like, I love that little chord change, like halfway through the first section. I was just obsessed with the way it sort of morphed into the second, like rising from the ashes. It was great. And originally I pitched it as like a flyover song, and I sang on it, and I sang those exact words. I remember, I remember getting seeing that file, and within minutes just like setting down an audio track and did like a rough version of the whole thing, and it's nearly identical to what you have in the final thing, and that's how a lot of these sort of things worked, which was really interesting. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, that first part by me and Rob, and then the second part was something that I sort of built off the top of that, musically, I guess. As it was all me, but the same instrument base, apart from this little plucky synth that I put on top. And that was written years ago, like I want to say nearly 2 years before the album came out. That track was written, that part of the track, and originally was something different. It was like it was on a guitar. It was sort of lo-fi, very lo-fi acoustic guitar, a bit folky, and that's still something that I want to do. I want to do like a whole album like that, but this wasn't the right project for it. But I still wanted to like have that, being part of the album. So that's why I wanted to loop it back, and no one's gonna ever care about that sort of thing, but that was like one of the first things I wrote for the album when it was something completely different, and then it turned up in the final thing in a different form. But it's really fun so yeah, and that's about it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, and I also really like the sort of build at the start and then the abrupt end, and then just throws you into it. I almost imagine it like you're like looking over at the edge of a cliff or something, and then it's just like sudden falling. Yeah, and that's that. That's Look If. I've heard that there's a bit of echo happening when I'm playing the songs, so I'm just gonna take a second to see if I can fix that. Otherwise, I will just continue playing it, and if it's a bit echoey, then unfortunately that's just the way it's going to have to be. But bear with me 2 secs. I'm also going to take a look and see your amazing creations you've made here. I'm loving the Sanic. I'm loving Tails coming out here. I like the little robot dude. It's very cute. I also like how I don't know who any of these people are. Like, I don't know who's done what, and there's something really cool about that. Something really exciting. And yeah, just so I'm also contributing in a little way on my iPad, which is really fun. But mainly I'm making sure this thing's not fucking breaking. So let's have a look. I'll read some of the comments as well. Really cool. The second form sounds really. Second part, yeah. I'm glad that translated. Yeah. That means a lot, that it connected with you emotionally. So let's have a gander and see. But did the music sound fine to everyone else? Because I got one person saying about it being echoey, but if you just give me a thumbs up in the chat or something just to tell me that it all sounded okay, especially the people who've heard it before, if it sounds the same or similar to how it's meant to, then I'll continue. But I'm also gonna try a new thing, a newfangled thing. Because these songs mean a hell of a lot to me, and I'm sorry for it being. It was good. Okay, great. Okay, cool. If that was all good with you guys, then I'll just continue playing it. Just make sure that has been volume down a bit. Okay. Considerably louder. Okay, cool. I'll turn it down a tad. Thank you for your feedback. I like it loud, but I will turn it down a little bit. Oh, my page just crashed. Great. Okay, well, we'll keep going. So track number 2 is a track called Blush. And Blush was a I'm glad Shaw's in the chat for this so you can hear the story, and feel free to sort of change it if you disagree. But the way I saw it was that when I brought the problem. I don't like problems. When I sort of first brought my original album to Shaw to work on with me, it was completely different. There was very little crossover to the final product, and that was when we had the original version of Look, or if we say goodbye, which was called Never Know. But yeah, the first thing we made was a song which became a different song, which we'll play in a bit. But this was one of the first things we made, and it started off with me making. It was on a Rhodes. So Shaw has this Rhodes setup, which I love. I love just seeing it and playing on it. I was playing, just bashing out some chords for some reason, and then singing this oh no, I'm getting mixed up between another song. Excuse me. This one was simply a electric piano in Ableton. It's like a stock electric piano sound, bashing out some chords, and I just had the chorus for this thing just sung. That was it. That was all I remember. Oh yeah, and the verse after it for some reason, because I think I was sort of wanting to write something like a Mrs. Robinson or something where it started with a chorus. I've always wanted to do a song like that, but I've never gotten to that point. One day. So that's how Blush started. Was like I had those chords and thing, and I was starting a new job at that point. I was going to work, so I left that with him, I believe, and then the next day when I went to work, I was in work, and he sent me like an Instagram. Yeah, that was it. I was at work, and you sent me you were like, do you have because like a file was missing because I'd recorded it and put it on a flash drive, whatever. Files miss all the time. But I was just for this little small demo. I wasn't sure what it was. And so I was at work, and I sent him the vocal that I recorded through like WhatsApp or whatever whilst I was at work, and then he sent back, I think it was the Instagram video or WhatsApp video or something, or a snippet of the song, pretty much practically how you hear it in the final thing, and it was so good. I was like immediately like yes. Got home, listened to the whole thing on speakers. I was like, that's the one, that's the single, and I think that actually just changed the course of the album entirely, because before, like I mentioned, it was a sort of slightly folky inspired, weird and not entirely cohesive thing, and this sort of tightened it all together, and I pretty much rewrote every song on the album after that. But it was sort of just like, it was great. Anyway, I'm going to put you guys back on the screen because I feel weird just by myself. And I think that's the story of Blush. That was how it was written. So let's listen to it. I think that'll be really fun. This is Blush by Alex Edwin, which is me, produced by Shaw Raymond, aka SDR.
Prettiest one in the world, prettiest one to be my girl. And if you could believe, make me blush when I look at my iPhone screen. Sometimes it feels like 1,000 people tell you be with me. I look at comments, remember who I wanted, just say it out loud to see how it feels. You make me blush, make my blood rush. You make me blush with every touch. You make me blush, make me gush. Oh my love, oh my love. You make me blush, make my blood rush. You make me blush with every touch. You make me blush, make me gush. Oh my love, oh my love. Only a phone call away, lonely as not afraid. Give me strength that I lack, and I hope one day I can help you back. Sometimes it feels like 1,000 people tell you be with me. Now look at comments, remember who I want. Just say it out loud, see how it feel. You make me blush, make my blood rush. You make me blush, with every touch. You make me blush, make me gush. Oh my love, you make me blush, make my blood rush. You make me blush, with every touch. You make me blush, make me gush. Oh my love, when it's too much, enough's enough. You give me love, you give me love. Alone, divided, attention aside. With every touch, you make me blush.
Alright, that's Blush. That's track 2. I always wanted it to be track 2, and I'm glad it ended up there. I especially liked the fill bucket of entire blue to the canvas. That was very fun. That added to the experience of the song. It feels very fresh. Reminds me of an early 2000s music. That's very funny you'd mention, as that's music I really like. Very much inspired lyrically and musically by music of the 2000s and like the late 90s. So I'm glad that came across. Yeah, thank you. Everyone. Yeah? Okay, no, still got people here. Cool, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, so that's Blush. Yeah, like I told you the story beforehand, but I just find it so fascinating. It's like just materialized out of nothing. That song in like the best way of like it just happened, and you know there's songs on this album which have gone through loads of different versions, like transformed completely like several times. So it's really cool to like have that one thing that was like consistently all good. So I was very happy to release that as a single from the album. Excuse me, God, I'm burpy. I had Papa John's. One thing I noticed, at least in the last 2 songs, the overall length of the songs aren't as long as most mainstream songs are, which is good. Creates a lot of replayability. Yeah, it's just pop songs. I guess the first track I didn't want it to be super long because it was sort of an intro. But I think that there are some long songs on this album, and it just keeps going. Also, Alexander, thank you for your message. I only just saw it, and that's really kind of you to say. Okay, cool. So we're gonna play the next track now, which is called "Don't Wait Up." So I mentioned before about that Rhodesy song. I think this was it. Oh god, I get so mixed up sometimes between all the songs. No, I didn't get Special Garlic because you only get Special Garlic with sides now. At least from the app I was ordering it from. There was no dip choice. It's arrived with no dips. Not fair. I still have some of it left. I'm going to enjoy it after this. After I cry after this. Oh my god, Will had Papa John's too. I think we're in sync with our Papa John's, which is great. Yeah, so Don't Wait Up is the next track, and that started as a completely different track, which we kept trying to make good, and it was so close, so close, for so long, and it felt right. But yeah, this was the first track we made actually. It was called Like It. And it was the first thing we made and set the sort of tone. So I have no regrets in the fact that the final product of that track was transformed completely, because it was like a blueprint for the rest of it, and it was so nice. It was like the last track we came back to like flesh out completely. And yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice. And another little fun fact about this track is that because a lot of these tracks vocally were recorded in Shaw's University, it meant that we had to sort of book out time through the university to be able to record them in the studios and stuff. And so yeah, there was one recording session which I can't get out of my head of being like, oh, I'm such an idiot, because I booked it after work and I arrived late because of travel, because I was going on the underground, traveling and everything, and so I arrived late and I hadn't warmed up my voice and everything, and I just felt so awful of like, I've just wasted all this time and I don't even know if the takes are any good and whatever. And then we came back to do another track, which you'll hear a bit later, called Priority, and that like I was just singing the other track and I was like, oh, my voice sounds pretty good right now, and we just redid the entire song, and that's what you hear on the final thing, and I'm quite happy with how it sounds. So yeah, this is Don't Wait Up. It was the last track completely that we finished for the album.
I told you before I met you, I had been a long way, moving forward, never certain, wanting you to stay. I guess I'm nervous of when I'll surface. I'll have to explain myself. I said I'm sorry for all the worries and damage to your mental health. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover, but I'm fighting for this love. When I open my eyes, I know it's enough. Don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. Don't wait up for me, wait till you see me go. Don't wait up for me, don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. I owe you a lot, believe me. You made me who I wanna be, and I know that I can rearrange the world, so hope is all we can see. Help me from the sights I've seen, from all the hopes that dashed my dreams. I seek it from the endless stream. Yeah, help me from the sights I've seen, from all the hopes that dashed my dreams. I seek it from the endless stream. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover, but I'm fighting for this love. Don't you know, when I open my eyes, I know it's enough. Don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. Don't wait up for me, wait till you see me go. Don't wait up for me, don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. Don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. Don't wait up for me. Don't wait up for me, don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. Oh, when you'll be far away from me, then maybe you'll see the way you make me feel. Oh, when you'll be far away from me, then maybe you'll see. Don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. Don't wait up for me, wait till you see me go. Don't wait up for me, don't wait up for me, I wanna be alone. Don't wait up for
and that's Don't Wait Up. That's track 3 from my album. There's 11 tracks for those who are want this to be over. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there's 11 tracks, and that was number 3. Apparently, apparently when I switched the camera to this one, the audio cut out from the music, so that was a very funny piece to camera that must have been there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on here, I guess. when I'm playing the music, I have to make sure I don't do that again, because that'd be super embarrassing. Yeah. Anyway, that's track 3. Don't Wait Up. Rambled on about it enough. The next track. Where's my bloody track list? I've forgotten it. Oh yeah, this is my favourite track. It's one of my favourites. There's Papa John's coming up again. Also drinking Cherryade. Probably doesn't help. So track 4 is called Matrimony. It was produced mostly by me. I was quite proud in the fact that this was one that I had quite a big foot in production. Just big foot, whatever. I had a hand in it. That's it, not a foot, a hand. I had a big hand in producing it because it was a very close subject to me, and is sort of about, yeah, like feeling so overwhelmingly in love that you definitely want to spend the rest of your life with this person, which is a feeling that comes and goes, I find. And yeah, so matrimony as in like getting married, I guess, I don't know. And I don't know, it's sort of a sweet song. It's reminds me of like a, I don't know. Good job, Alex. Yeah, it's sort of like a it's more indie, I guess. I don't know, less flat out pop, sort of meant to be a little bit trippy, psychedelic slightly. That's how I always find it. Yeah, Matrimony is my favorite, and I'd love to do like a new version of this, perhaps like as a duet with someone. That could be really fun. Yeah, I'm gonna play it now. Hope you enjoy.
Waking up in an early hour, I forget that I have the power to give you love. You tell me every day. Many people will never see what it is that you mean to me, but I don't mind. It doesn't stop me saying that I like you and you like me. Can we please live in matrimony? I like you and you like me. Does this mean we're in matrimony? Surely.
that's track 4 from my album. It's called Matrimony. And I forgot to mention guitars. I think it was a mix of both me and Shaw on guitar. That sort of that's him, and does it fucking amazingly as well. And yeah, a bit of production help from both Shaw and Rob on that, but sort of the main footprint of that I was very happy to have sort of come up with myself, which is when you're trying to express yourself artistically, it's sometimes hard to bring it all out. So yeah, and Matrimony is probably, that's one of my faves. I really like it. It's I think that's everything I want to say about Matrimony. I think. Yeah, whatever. If you have any other questions, just ask. I managed to close my folder with all my tracks in. This next track's called I Know. This was made about a year ago, I think, and it's sort of like I don't like the word interlude, as people know, but it's an interlude of sorts. It's sort of like it's a short track that's sort of to keep the thing going, and I like it. It's sort of cute, minimal, and here it is. With those squeaky synths fly over fence. Oh yeah.
Feel you when the lights out, see you from the lighthouse, and I know your name. Yes, I'm insane for you. Hope you know I'm serious, hope you're not delirious for spreading my love. Too thin to focus, seek another way out. Tell me what the way out could be. I hope it's easy when you want to leave me. Wait until the right sound, wait until the right sound comes high above your head, into the world you knew instead. We fight together, we like together, we do whatever, we do whatever. And I know I love you, but we fight together, we like together, we hate together, we say whatever. But I know I love you.
I was adamant on a fade out on this one. I needed a fade out. So that was produced by moi, with some help from Shaw as well. And yeah, it's sort of like the midpoint, I guess. I feel like there's 5 sort of like more positive songs, and then 5, yeah, I guess this next one's a bit of a transitionary one, and then 5 not so positive ones. That's how I wanted the structure. That's the sort of structure I had in my head for the entire time making it. It was like the blueprint in my head that I just needed these little parts to put in. And that's how I usually make these things. I had a similar thing with my first album. This one on a much grander scale in my head. Live out my small dreams. I thought this would be an appropriate place to stop and give up, and show you some things quickly. So if you're familiar with the art that went along with this project, I wanted to shout out the artists who did incredible artwork. Let me pull up my Spotify page and show you, because that's the easiest way to show you, really. Yeah, I'll put it on this one like this. Hide that, because there's some idea playlists in there that I would not want people to see. So yeah, the artwork, the 3 single artworks were done by an amazing artist named Astrid, who I've feel super blessed to work with. I don't know how we got in touch with each other, or how I. It's one of those things you sort of you just find yourself talking to these people online for some reason, and yeah. So this amazing artist, I originally worked with her for the EP cover for When You Are Holding Me, which I don't know if it's still up. Probably be a bit of a schlep down to find it. But I just saw this image. I was like, I need this image. Yeah, it might have been taken down due to it being used in my ting. But yeah, I was like, I want to license this image. Can I use this image in my thing? And she was like, yeah. And we, I paid for licensing, and then we got it. And like, I love that image. And then I was like, I want to do something original with you for my album. I want to do some singles. And then so that's when sort of we did the whole blush thing and did a few different variations of it, and then they're all so cool. Like, I wish I could have used all of them, and I hope that the other ones get to be used someday. But yeah, this is the final one we picked because I felt that it sort of felt the most singly. She also did the artwork for this second single, Would You Believe, which we'll get onto very soon, and the single edit of Don't Wait Up. We had this is sort of a more minimal thing. I just from one of our mood boards that we'd done, I took this cloud and these stars, and I designed this piece just to go along with this single. But yeah, she's an amazing artist, and you should follow her on Instagram, instagram.com/astrid.img, which I think is a great username. Used to go by Milk Teeth, but this is her username. So please check her out, follow her. She has amazing artwork, and commission her. It's very important right now to be commissioning people who are self-employed, especially. So and then this lovely artist by the name of Tark, or Hem, however you want to say it, or it goes by multiple names, did the artwork for my album for Wonderfully Broken Sight. I don't know if they've posted it or not, but I mean, so cool. so cool. We went through a few different versions of the album cover, and then this was the final one, and I couldn't be happier with it. It's gorgeous, and hopefully we'll be doing something else together very soon, music and art wise, so stay tuned for that. This is really cool. I'm really enjoying just being able to talk about these things, because it felt like this has been running around in my head for so long. Okay, so the next track is called Priority. This was another track in which that we had this idea for so long, and this was the one that I was bashing out Rhodes keys on and singing completely different chorus / verse / whatever it was, and yeah, but it was homing in on that word priority. I was just obsessed with this word priority, like putting priority to things and being someone's priority, and like having like more than one priorities in your life, and how to judge these things. This is a concept that I still don't really understand, is like being able to prioritize things and meeting people's needs and everything. And I think that this original song I wrote didn't entirely encapsulate that sort of what I wanted it to do, but this final version I think got a little bit closer. So I'd like to play it for you. And yes, that pre-chorus. This is probably the pre-chorus I'm so proud of. And it came off the dome. I'm proud of it. No, it was a very fun experience writing this song. So I remember just being like full of Pepsi Max, probably. Just like walking around this room, and I just got it set down. I was like just bashed it out. It was great. So, but this sounds completely different to the original one, and it's like a combination of two songs essentially. We wrote a different song which is called Friend Above, and I don't know if that song will ever come out. We'll see. But yeah, I remember having this one written song called Priority, which I loved so much, but the music wasn't quite right on it, and then this other song, which I didn't quite like the lyrics of exactly right. And then one morning I woke up and I just like put them together and I was like, this is how it was meant to be, and this is the result of that. And yeah, there's a fun little Easter egg I'm gonna talk about after it. But for now, here is Priority, track 6 from Wonderfully Broken Sight.
What have I got to lose? I'm quietly aware that I have my life to choose. Yeah, that's all mine. Hope I'm doing well. Why can't you see that I have literally been through hell 1,000 times? Next time I owe it, don't wanna know it, don't wanna know what you think, because I know I try it, but I deny it, hopelessly blanket myself for worse. See extra credit, fucked up again, but still giving you attention deserved. Looking at the ceiling, fucking lost for words, lost for words. Never forget what to do, cause love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Yeah, love is always sent to you. Never forget what to do, cause love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Sick of looking ahead. Thought about leaving to go and run away instead, and free my mind. But you're my priority, the only one that I could never afford to leave. So give me time. Next time I owe it, don't wanna know it, don't wanna know what you think, because I know I try it, but I deny it, hopelessly blanket myself for worse. See extra credit, fucked up again, but still giving you attention. Looking at the ceiling, fucking lost for words, lost for words. Never forget what to do, cause love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Yeah, love is always sent to you. Never forget what to do, cause love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Never forget what to do, cause love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Never forget what to do, cause love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. Love is always sent to you. I hold the key to our hope inside my responsibility, and with the honesty takes me to the world we need.
And that is track 6 from the album. It's called Priority, and yeah, I think that's another favorite of mine. I really enjoy it. I think that and I touch on this in a song later, it's like, I know I don't have a great voice. I know that I can't sing that great. I remember a part of this making this album, I sort of realized that I'd done flyover stuff, and I always thought my voice was pretty okay, and that I could do it, and that was like something achievable by me, to be able to sing and do this stuff. And yeah, I remember making the sorry, that was my chair, ladies and gentlemen. I remember doing the first album and then coming away from it, and some people were just saying about my voice, and I was like, oh, okay. Me being a bit ignorant and being like, my voice isn't bad. You're wrong. Me thinking in my head. But no, they're right. I had potential, and I have potential, and I remember making this album, like during the making of this album, I had like a moment of being losing pretty much all confidence in singing, and I don't know if it was from I don't know why that keeps closing. It's just too many lols happening in that room. I don't know if it was because I don't know. I don't know what did it, but I lost sort of my confidence in myself to sing, and I only barely regained it to make it. But Priority, I think, is one of the tracks which actually sounds pretty okay in my voice. And I have this constant dilemma of being like, could these songs be so much more like grander and have like, you know, resonate with more people and be more successful and have, you know, be generally more listenable if it wasn't my voice. I had to keep fighting through that though, because I was sure that this is something I wanted to make, and I did not want to scrap, you know, or I didn't want to give such this idea of it that was such a personal idea to me to like water it down with guest vocalists, and that sounds really horrible because I don't not want to work with guest vocalists. I've already worked on at least 3 tracks right now which all have different guest vocalists on, and I love that. But for this project specifically, I was very like, oh, I can't do it. It just felt wrong, and I had to really. I used it as a bit of a motivator, I guess, to try and do best I can. And yeah, I'm not there yet. There's parts of this album that I'm still like, about in terms of my voice, and I think sometimes the production sort of outweighs the voice in some ways. But yeah, so in a way, I'm not saying that this is the last Alex Edwin album, but I feel that it's come at a point where I need to decide whether or not this is like something I want to take seriously, or, you know, put on the back burner, because I can't keep like I can't really do that to myself. It's not really nice to be making all this stuff and then feeling like I can't sing the whole time. So either I get better at singing, or I don't. We'll see. But yeah, that was just a short break to talk about how I don't think I can sing very well. No, how I'm overcoming that, and I feel like I'm getting better. This is a song called oh shit, I forgot to tell you the best part of Priority. Not the best part. I'm not going to play it again. I want you to go and play it yourselves. But would you believe that in Priority there is a sample of a certain green fella named Mike Wazowski tucked in to the song, and I'm not going to tell you where. So yeah, I want you to go through and find it by streaming it. No, by playing it however you want to play it, and send me a video clip or an audio clip of where you, or a timestamp of where you think Mr. Wazowski lives on Priority, and I will give you a retweet. So yeah. Weird sentence. It was the best feeling in the world. We were sat there in the studio, like an actual studio. I hope I look back on this time in my life and smile, and I'm already doing it right now. I hope I look back on it forever. Of sitting in the studio, listen to this tune, we're like, oh, this sounds so good, so fresh, so nice. And then all of a sudden, I've been like, we need to put Wazowski in there, and then we put it in there, and it, perfection. So that's a little bit of a pick me up after a bit of a downer. So yeah, check it out. Find Mr. Wazowski hidden in the files. But this next song is called Would You Believe, which was written in 2016. Also a completely different style of song. And I like it. It's very pretty, but it's also a bit sad. We're up to the sort of pretty but sad part of the album. But yeah, hope you enjoy.
No more talk of exes, please, you're making me sick. And I know I'm the only one who brought up this shit, but I need some space to calm down, and I should be fine on the other way around. I wanna go far away from home. Being stuck around here makes me chill to the bone. Like, I don't know if you'll just show up and make me light up. Lock up, no. Would you believe that I was meant to be somebody else? Would you believe that I was meant to be somebody else? Would you believe I was meant to be somebody else? Would you hope you don't come back home for your birthday. I don't wanna see you in any way. I've been there before and it breaks my heart. The end of the road that I have to restart. Memory making what I don't wanna do. A whole world of pain, and it's all because of you. Set my brain to a place where I want to erase every world that we saw, every single embrace. Would you believe that I was meant to be somebody else? Would you believe that I was meant to be somebody else? In my mind I almost believe I should be fine on the other way around. I should be fine on the other way around. In my head, please. I should be fine on the other way around. I should be fine. 'Cause in my mind I almost believe I should be fine on the other way around.
So that was Would You Believe, which was completely produced from the ground up by Shaw, and it's just beautiful. Some might know that bit of an interpolation, I guess, of the chorus is a bit of an interpolation of a My Little Pony song. I'm gonna come right out and say it. And the original version had a sample in of that, but like pitched up. Sounded pretty cool, but wasn't right for this. Yeah. And so yeah, that was produced by Shaw, and that was Shaw singing on the chorus, like the hook. Is it a hook? It is a hook, Mr. Raymond. And yeah, so I think that was like the first song that I'd written in this sort of more personal tone, I guess, for this album. But yeah, 2016. And it was sort of based upon all these songs are sort of half based in reality, half based in fantasy, as you can imagine. And this one came from like an innate fear I had for a long time that I didn't understand, of like unwillingly reconnecting with a past relationship, and like it's just activated this sort of fear in me of like, oh, what if I bump into this person? Like, what's going to happen to me? What am I going to feel like? Oh, there is another sneaky sample in that song. Oh my god, there is another song. I just remembered what it is. Oh, I don't know if I should give that one away. I'm going to say 2 words. No, I'll say 3 words. Shoddy is, I think that's the words. Anyway, yeah, so that was sort of the main part of that song lyrically, was like I wanted to write a song about I just don't want to see you. I don't want to bump into you. And for completely selfish reasons of me having like a some sort of ego about like I should feel hurt. I don't. Luckily I'm over that at the moment. No, I'm over that now. But it was something I struggled with for a very long time, and I didn't know anyone else felt this way, like had this feeling about people in their past. But like I would talk to people like a year or so after like it happened, and they were like, oh yeah, yeah, don't do that, don't even, I feel this all the time. So yeah, that's that was sort of the inspiration for the song. And yeah, the first the first I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna the first verse of that song. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The first verse of that song was written in 2016, and it was another one where sort of the second verse was written like 2 years later, like 3 years later. No, maybe two and a half years later, something like that. Yeah, I wrote it at the original back when I think I was like home for the holidays for one of my from uni or something, and then I came back, and like 2 years later, whatever, I came back from visiting work, like from like I had some holiday off work, and I came back went up north to visit my family, and you know, walking down the same street, and then had that same like same feeling, not of it happening again, but of like, how you say, like, of being like, oh, I'm over this now. I'm rid of this fear, and so I could almost write it in like a retrospective way, which is really, really cool. Anyway, I've rambled on for way too long. It's probably one of the songs that's grounded in reality the most, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, so now we're up to track 8. For those who don't know, who have joined, because I've noticed our views have gone up a little bit, right now what we're doing is we're listening to my second album, Wonderfully Broken Sight, which came out in December of 2019. It came out 3 months ago, and this is sort of like, we're listening through the album, I'm going track by track, sort of talking about each one, and at the same time I've got this this really cool drawing app open, this like interactive drawing pad, which I'm going to post in the chat again, where people can join and draw like along with me, like as we're watching or listening to the album. And it's so cool. It's so cool seeing this. I want to do this all the time, not just for listening to albums and stuff, just for hanging out and doing stuff. And I think this is a really, in these sort of really weird times we're in right now, where we're very self-isolated, this is warming my heart to see this sort of collaboration and joy of things really silly, but yeah, especially in this very small community that I have, I think this is something you could do quite regularly. So if you're interested in doing this more often, then let me know, and I'll prepare a bit more. But yeah, this is specifically for this album. looking back on it, and for me to actually listen through it as well. So thank you for joining. And yeah, this next track is called Gone. So yeah, this was one of the first, like, I think this is one of the first that really became a WBS track. Excuse me, Papa John is returning. He's repeating. He yeah, I had a completely different backing track for this song. But I loved like the acapella. For the longest time, it actually just had that OG acapella in it, so we recorded over it. It's called Gone, and this was a demo that that Shaw made, SDR made prior to, completely disconnected from this album, which I just fell in love with. And I was like, I know exactly what can go with it. And another one of those like combined situations, which I love to do when the vibe is right. So this is called Gone.
You said you'd be gone, but for how long? 'Cause you know I can't take this world without you in my home. Just 'cause I'm not a perfect singer doesn't mean that I can't write you a serenade and prove how I care about you in every way. Yeah, it all started crashing down, but I can see the crumbled hopeful ashes and turn it into something new. And the temptation to leave it all, it turns away at every wall. 'Cause I know that we are really meant to be. And it's all coming to a head now. All coming to a head now. All coming to a head, my dear. Yes, it's all coming to a head now. All coming to a head now. All coming to a head, my dear. Yeah, the past is there, but not on the other side. My mind just likes to make me terrified. Between it all, we are in a bind. You can hang on to the things you've seen, but I can be better than how I've been. All the eyes are gone and you are blinded.
And that is track 8 from my album Wonderfully Broken Sight. It's called Gone. Yeah, it's a really special track to me. I turned the lights off during it to do that weird, that fake lighters in the air moment, but actually it's quite comfortable with the lights on, especially for this part of the album. Yeah, so pretty self-explanatory, that one, to be honest. You can kind of get it. But yeah, I remember the demo was just sort of a loop that I remember playing around with at Shaw's house. Yeah, Shaw made the demo, and I think I was on his Ableton Push, if I remember correctly, and I was sort of I remember just like bringing in the different parts of it in and out, which was really fun. And I've never worked like that before, of like building in loops like on a touchpad thing, like a MPC style thing, like a MIDI controller, I guess. That's never how I've worked for music, so it was so new and so nice. Oh, is my voice really quiet? So sorry. I'll turn the fuck up. All right, I've turned up my voice a bit. Very sorry about that. Sorry, I've lost. It's been 3 years. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I remember building the track and it being really, really fun and really like lovely and natural, as a lot of these songs have been. And that song means a hell of a lot to me. So I'm very very, very happy to share this stuff with you. And thanks again, Shaw, for making all this happen. It's one of my favorites, Gone. The next song is a song which I mentioned earlier that I struggled with sort of singing throughout this entire project. Oh man, we're getting more people. If you're just arriving, we're playing through my album, Wonderfully Broken Sight. We're about to play track 9. And if you want to hear the rest of it, you can either watch the rest of this stream on. I'm gonna keep it as I might keep it as an unlisted thing, or I might put it publicly. We'll see. Maybe public for a little bit. Or you can go and stream it on any streaming service that you use, or on Bandcamp. You can buy it or stream it on Bandcamp, and there'll be links below to do that. And I'm also hosting this amazing live drawing session where people can just draw whatever they want on this canvas, and it's so much fun seeing you guys draw on it. And I love it so much, and I want to do this all the time. I want to do like regular drawing collaboration streams, like especially in these really weird times we're in. Anyway, sorry, I went off track, I think. Singing. Yeah, I struggled with singing on this album, and this was a song which I could never really sing properly. It took me ages to build up the confidence to do it, and in the end we changed the key of the song, which was for the better because it meant I could actually sing it, but also it's meant to be such a ballad, and I wrote it, and I've thrown myself into a corner with it because I could never quite match the energy of it, and I'm letting out all my insecurities about it beforehand. But I think it turned out. I was proud with what I could do with it. I felt like I did the best I could do with the song, with the ability and the time I had. Like, I didn't have time to, I am working a full-time job still, and I didn't have the time or the confidence to be able to build this into myself into a better voice. But I know that I'm gonna be better in the future by making these mistakes. Anyway, that's a lot of rambling just to tell you that this song's called Secrets. Another one that was written quite close to the start but finished quite close to the end. And it's 5 minutes long, I think. Oh god. It's one of the longest on the album. I think the last 3 tracks are some of my favourite things I've ever released. This one, original demo by me, but obviously made ultimately better by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. SDR, turning into some MJ inspired slightly. I'm just gonna shut up and play it. I love this one.
to admit to. Searching for the answers in a commonplace. Yesterday is gone, so long. But be free, you tell me, be the freest I can be. But the truth is that you ground me in the life that I'd live without you. I'd be weak. You say follow your dreams, follow your dreams. Make your life what you want it to be. But it's just you and me. And you know this, you know how I feel. But the guilt is there, 'cause I shouldn't be pressuring to know if you will leave. And I feel like I've made things worse with this song. But if it lets me speak my truth, then I will be a liar no more. I know you are worried about my secrets, are worried about my secrets, and I'm worried about yours. But no, it's not the first time that I've been reborn. So please make me your only one, your only one. You've got questions, questions on your mind, and it's not unreasonable to see why. Because the secrets that I've kept from you, all those lies, tonight. But be free, you tell me, be the freest I can be. But the truth is that you ground me in the life that I'd live without you. I'd be weak. You say follow your dreams, follow your dreams. Make your life what you want it to be. But it's just you and me. And you know this, you know how I feel. But the guilt is there, 'cause I shouldn't be pressuring to know if you will leave. And I feel like I've made things worse with this song. But if it lets me speak my truth, then I will be a liar no more. I know you are worried about my secrets, are worried about my secrets, and I'm worried about yours. But no, it's not the first time that I've been reborn. So please make me your only one, your only one. I know you are worried about my secrets, are worried about my secrets, and I'm worried about yours. But no, it's not the first time that I've been reborn. So please make me your only one, your only one. I know you are worried about my secrets, are worried about my secrets, and I'm worried about yours. But no, it's not the first time that I've been reborn. So please make me your only one.
That's track 9 on my album Wonderfully Broken Sight. It's called Secrets. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, for listening to it with me. Yeah, as SDR said in the chat, it was a very big moment when I actually managed to get that last line. That was a lot of force. That's probably the closest I've gotten to singing how I want to sing. And yeah, I think that a lot of, you know, I whenever I'd make my own, like, produce my own music, I'd always cover up my voice in so many, like, layers of layers and layers of production, like compression and auto tune and just anything to make it sound. I don't know. I felt like I was hiding behind it in a way. I was using that to my advantage, and I do love, like, yeah, I love the sound of auto tune, like, so much. You know, Kanye's one of my favorite artists, but I really didn't want it to sound auto tuned, so I couldn't rely on it, and I have to thank Shaw for really pushing me to perform on this album, and I hope that I can bring myself to that level again one day. Yeah, that song lyrically is pretty obvious again, but it's like, yeah, I don't know, I thought it was an interesting dynamic of having, like, being worried about, you know, your own, like, secrets getting out, and also worry about someone else's secrets that they're keeping from you. And it's like, yeah, that duality. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, so that's Secrets. The next track is called All of You, which I made. I produced this one all by myself. I think it's the only one that I produced entirely by myself, if I remember correctly. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And this was a motivating track. This was a track, sort of a motivator for me to, to believe in myself, to actually, like, have some sense of confidence in who I am, and also to be a message to, you know, the people around me of, like, I want you to be all of you. I want you to be exactly who you want to be. Like, you're telling me that I can be anything that I want to be. I want that for you. That was what sort of, that's what started it for me. And so yeah, here's All of You. It's track 10. There is 11 tracks on this album, so this is the second to last one. I hope you enjoy it.
Save me. I don't wanna be me. For the road is longer than I have drove before. And you believed in me. How could you ever believe in me when no one would believe in any belief in me? You say you're something, but you're better than that. You're my ride or die. But I am thankful for you putting up with the pain. All the lies I drowned in the old, wasting the days. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but it's over now. And I know I'm on new ground. I won't take you away from where you want to be. This is your own story. I wanna be on the sideline wherever you want me. Just promise you will be all of you. I thank you for making me who I am. Now that I understand, and I am grateful for that. I'm sorry, 'cause it's so stupid. How could I even think you're testing me? But I am thankful for you putting up with the pain. All of the lies I drowned in the old, wasting the days. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but it's over now. And I know I'm on new ground. I won't take you away from where you want to be. This is your own story. I wanna be on the sideline Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. And I'll get help, not just for myself, but to everyone that I've heard, to everyone that I've heard. And all of us sing along. I promise to put in the work. 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 Give me a sign, give me a way forward, 'cause I'm lost in this world. Give me a sign, give me a word, give me a favor. Just give me a sign, give me a sign.
So yeah, that was track 10 from my album Wonderfully Broken Sight. It's called All of You. I don't really want to say anything else about it, other than, I mentioned in the chat, but I forgot to mention those initial guitar chords were recorded by my good friend and old housemate Sam during our time at university. I was just like, record some stuff, I might use it one day, and I did. And yeah, I'm very blessed to have him be a part of this record, as he's a really lovely guy, and I wish the world for him. And I've known him for so long. I've known him like, God, OG S2012 days, so 8 years. Crazy. And then one more track, and then we're done with the album, and officially, I don't want to say done of this era of my life, but playing this album to you guys does definitely give a sense of closure. And yeah, to those who are joining, because I see people joining and leaving, which is wonderful to see new people come in. We're listening to my album, and also doing some drawings, some silly drawings, some brilliant drawings, some wonderful drawings, in the Wonderfully Broken Sight. I don't know what I'm saying. Wonderfully Broken stream, to coincide with listening to this album 3 months after it's come out. So if you want to join, check the link in the description to do some drawing. And this is the last track, produced by me and Shaw. It was recorded in one take. Oh my God, it's your birthday, Rachel. Thank you for coming here on your birthday. That's crazy. Oh, who filled the thing in black? Oh dear. Someone should Control Z that. Yeah, happy birthday. And thank you for finding my channel. That's like so cool. I don't know how you found it, but thank you. Thank you for joining us on this very special day. Yeah, this is the last track. It's called Her, and it was recorded in one take. Here we go.
wish that I could control what I'm feeling, 'cause it isn't fair to anyone or anything. Sleeping onto you, feeling guilty, like what am I gonna do? Swings go by like clockwork as I watch the time go by. Pray for me to stop this and do anything but cry. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for everything. And I wish that I could control what I'm feeling, 'cause it isn't fair to anyone or anything. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for everything. And I wish that I could control what I'm feeling, 'cause it isn't fair to anyone or anything. Sensitive mind, hopefully kind, hopefully hopeful of hoping that I can break through this pain and never again will I see the past lingering on frame by frame.
That's the album. That's Wonderfully Broken Sight. And that song was called Her. Yeah. I was yeah, I don't know what to say. Um, I'm really happy that Rachel in the chat is hearing this for the first time live. That really warms my heart because that's what I really wanted, someone to who hadn't heard it before to like listen to it in this scenario. So that makes this whole evening worth it. So thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening with me, and for drawing, and for warming my heart in this very weird time in the world. By no means am I using my album as an excuse to. I'm using this pandemic as an excuse to promote my album. It was more of a thing of like, I love this project, and when it came out, I was in such a dark spot that I didn't really get to sort of celebrate it. And I'm in a better place than I was there. The world is not in a great place, but I'm very lucky that, you know, I didn't know where I was going to be living. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know who I was going to be around. I didn't know what I was. Yeah, I don't know anything that was happening in my life. I was juggling so much. I didn't know whether to move back in with my family. I didn't know whether to take a big leap in life, or if I should find somewhere in between. But I was just so still and couldn't, like, I felt so trapped in my life, and I do feel freer. And that's like, yeah, that's really important to me, and the fact that I get to share that with you is so nice. That makes me feel a lot less alone in this world. Okay, that's the emotional part done. Yeah, that's the. If you guys have any questions, then go ahead. If not, then that's totally cool. If you want to talk in the chat for a bit, I'll stay around for another like 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna either finish my Papa John's or watch something on Disney Plus. Yeah, I'm gonna open up a bit more, I think. That, yeah, I've never really like. One thing I've struggled with a lot is, especially as I've gotten older, I've noticed it more often, is that I have a real trouble with experiencing things in real time, and that often at times I can cherish the memory of something more than like it happening right in the second. Like, I think that's why I'm obsessed with like recording things, like recording albums, making animations, or like, you know, taking photos. Like I have like tens of thousands of photos on my phone, and I don't know why. Like, but it's so I can look back at them and be like, oh yeah, I did that. But I can't, like, I've done some crazy shit in the past, like shit that has nothing to do with YouTube. That, like, I was the lead graphic designer for BBC Radio 1, like their social media, for a year and coming up on, yeah, a year and a half, and I'm just leaving that job to start a new job. Like, I've got one more week at this job, and yeah, so that was a huge step for me, and this I'm about to take a huge other step. Hence why I dyed my hair. Not really. I actually dyed my hair. For those who don't know, I actually have brown hair. But I dyed my hair because I'm actually going sort of like a grey purpley colour, but I needed to bleach it first, and the grey purpley stuff hasn't arrived yet. So yeah, I'm blonde for a few days. Look a bit like Pikachu. But yeah, no, I always, like, yeah, I remember for a good few years, like between like 2008 and I don't know why I remember this so vividly. I feel like between like 2008, 2009 to, you know, even like 2015, 2016, I got in my, something in my head was telling me that this isn't real, that you're not dealing with reality right now. That like, yeah, this is all a figment of your imagination. And I'd convinced myself of that. I was like, I don't feel real. All these things I'm doing aren't real. I think it's known as what's it called? Depersonalization disorder is what was floating around. I've never been diagnosed with anything, so I can't claim to have had it, but that's what I was definitely feeling symptoms of a similar kind. And I still sort of like, I still deal with it sometimes now. And what the internet has done, which is really cool, is that it's like opened me up to other people who share this as well. Like, and that's ultimately what like led me to feel a bit more normal. Like yeah. Sorry, this is turning into a therapy session. If you do have any questions or comments you want to make before I head off in probably 2 or 3 minutes, then now's the right time. And I hope that you've enjoyed listening to this album with me, and that it's been a journey. I was about to say without getting too pretentious, but I'm totally up for being pretentious tonight. This is my album. But yeah, until we get some questions, I'm going to say some thanks to some people. Robert Clemens, who isn't here today, who's he's playing Quiplash with his family, which, that's a cool family. Yeah, thank you very much to you, Rob, if you see this on the replay, or I'll probably just text you afterwards, for starting to make music with me, because that was like that changed my life, and I couldn't have made anything of this without you. So thank you. Thank you, Shaw. Thank you, SDR, for producing this album, and giving me the chance to speak my mind and make this statement, and to make this moment happen. And for being a great friend. And I know we're not living together anymore, and that we're further apart in distance. But I wish the best for you and your life, and you have so much world to see, and I'm so excited for you to see it. And to Anna, my wonderful partner, who is moderating the chat right now, who lives with me, and who is a wonderfully supportive partner, and I'm very grateful for her in my life. I'm just really happy. And everyone else in this chat. Sam for the chords and for being an amazing friend, and Hannah for amazing artwork. She did the Reykjavik art, I forgot to say. I don't know if she's still here, Hannah, but she did the art for Reykjavik, my other single I put out last year that wasn't part of the album cycle, but I commissioned that artwork a while ago. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to answer a couple questions. Rachel asks, how old am I? I'm 23. I'm 23. I forgot. I'm 23. What have I been working on recently? What have I been working on? I've been working on life. No, I've been working on getting this new job. I'm going to be working for Nestle, which is pretty cool. So if you want some cheap chocolate, hit me up in the DMs. Content-wise, it ties into Shaw's question of what's next for Alex Edman. So there's actually been some tracks that didn't make this album, which I still really love, and I'd love to put out. And so I'm I'm making an EP of like B-sides, as well as some extra sort of tracks that I've made inspired by the B-sides, and that's an ongoing thing, and yeah, I think that this sort of quarantine time, even though I'm working really hard because I'm still working full time, will give me some time in like the evenings and weekends to finish this project. So yeah, look out for that. I think that's gonna be really fun. I don't know what's next for Alex Edwin after that. I've got several different directions that I would take it in, but I've got some big questions to ask myself, like I mentioned earlier, in regard to what is it I really want to focus in on at this time in my life. Because, you know, I have music, I have my, you know, graphic design, video editing, motion graphics job thingy that is a career path that I sort of stumbled into. And, you know, I have my big dreams. You know, I want to work for Disney. That's something I realized this year. Is like, oh yeah, the thing that I knew that I wanted to do when I was like 5 years old, I still want to do. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, that's what's next and what I'm working on. I'd love to make some cartoons as well. My dream is to make an animated music video for one of my own songs, that I've fully produced. So like start to finish, completely me. And I hope to do that one day. I hope I build up the confidence and the skills to do that. Let's see if there's any other questions before I head off. What's my favorite anime? I don't really watch anime. Yeah, I guess Neo Yokio, the Ezra Koenig one. That's probably my favorite anime because it's funny. But I'm not a huge anime person. I like Ghibli films though. I like all the Ghibli films. How long have I been making music? I've been making music since I was 17. I've been playing the guitar since I was like 11, but I've been producing music since I was like 16, 17, I think. Yeah. Will you play Discord? No. And how did you know that you saw that meme? I feel really like strange about that. I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, twitter.com/brainstormalex. I recently went to a wedding of friends of me at Nana's in America, a brony wedding, and the first song on the dance floor, I shit you not, was Discord by The Living Tombstone. It was unreal, absolutely unreal, and I will never forget that moment. It was a full circle moment in my life. And if you guys don't know why that's important, then that's totally cool. Maybe we'll work to Disney. Hell yeah, let's work at Disney together, Rachel. Love that. All right, I think that's pretty much it then. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any other questions or just want to chat, then I'm always on Twitter, and I want to do more of these. This was so much fun seeing this guy, like the stuff live, and it's just, I feel juiced up already just by watching it. So yeah, we should do this like every few days or every few, like once a week or something. If you guys would be up for that, let me know. And yeah, I'll make it a regular thing because it's so much fun. And we could do like highlights, like cut up the clips into highlights and put that on the main YouTube channel or something. Just inventing content here. But yeah, I'm more active on Twitter, twitter.com/brainstormalex, and Instagram, I guess, instagram.com/brainstormalex. I hear very faint music below. I think they're playing George Ezra below me, below this flat. That's my sign that I need to leave this room. Happy birthday again, Rachel. Thank you for spending like at least, I want to say an hour and a half of your birthday with me and all these lovely people. It's so like crazy, but thank you. Yeah, and I'll shut up now. Thank you very much for coming. And I'll speak to you guys again very soon.